Good morning, everyone. I'm Ashley Kirkland. The 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia are coming to a close this week. This morning, we're going to go back with Gordon McClain, a local Upper Peninsula man who is in Sochi with the U.S. curling team, and we're going to talk to him via Skype. Good morning, Gordon.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? How are things in Sochi going?
Well, a little bit of rain outside today. It's been nice weather up until the last couple of days, and now we're getting rain.
Oh, a little bit of rain. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. What are your opinions overall of the game so far?
They've been great. It has been a very interesting atmosphere here, almost like a Disney World when you walk into the park, the way it's set up. And you could put hundreds of thousands of people in that Olympic Park, and you wouldn't feel like you were being crowded in at all. It's very well laid out, and I think it's been a very positive experience for everybody.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Now, speaking of positive experiences, I've seen several reporters on Twitter and different sites say that the living conditions have really been unlivable. They've been really bad, these Olympic Games. I've seen pictures of people's roofs that are leaking. What's your experience with the living conditions in Sochi?
I couldn't be, well, I suppose I could be happier, but I mean, uh, the accommodations have been just fine. The building that I am in is completed. There's 4 people in our room. It's a little bit tight, but the rooms are clean. The lobby, which I'm sitting in right now, is clean. I couldn't be happier, really, considering all the negatives that I've heard out there in the press.
It's good to hear some good press from you, and I'm sure we can trust your judgment now. A little bit of a sad note, we know that the curling team, the U.S. curling team, has not done so well in Sochi, and they went in with great expectations. What's the overall? Hi. Hi there.
My roommate.
Is he from the curling team?
Yeah, he does curling stats. Well, he's not from the curling team, but he's working with me doing curling stats.
Okay, all right. All right, I didn't want to be talking bad, and he was peeping in on me, but what's the overall morale, Gordon, of those on the curling team going in with such great expectations but not doing so well in these games?
Well, it's going to be a tough one to come away from this, especially for those women who are pretty much said that they're retiring after this. Uh, Anne Swissheim, Erica Brown, they've both stated that this is it, they're done. So that's got to be a great disappointment for them. The men are young, they'll be back. And I think the biggest thing that we've got to do in going forward is learn from some of the other teams that are here and what they're doing to be so good. The Chinese team is a perfect example. They weren't even curling 10 years ago, and now they're at the top of the heap. What are they doing right that we're doing wrong?
We know China is all about excelling, so maybe we could learn a thing or two. But the sport is growing in America. It's becoming more popular. So as people retire, hopefully we'll get some new athletes in there that are going to pick up the sport. And so we'll talk to you a little bit more in our next segment, Gordon, about the popularity of the sport, even with some NFL players here and one that's actually in Sochi right now. So we'll talk back with you in the next hour. And thank you so much for taking out the time to Skype with us. All right, Gordon, are you there?
I am here, yes.
All right, everything's good. Sorry about that. Now, you've been in Russia for the past 2 weeks with the Olympic Games there, and we talked about some of the hype and popularity that curling is getting in the U.S. It's a fairly new sport to the United States, and I know that Vernon Davis, who is the tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, has been named the honorary captain. Have you gotten a chance to meet Vernon Davis?
No, I have not, and it was really hoping that I would. But that's the way it is. I'm here to do a job, and the job comes first. And socializing with famous stars, although it would be nice, would be secondary thing for me.
Okay, well, we're glad that you're being a professional over there, Gordon. Uh, Also, speaking of the U.S. curling team, we want to note that we are proud of them for going, but they've had a little rough time there, and a lot of people have been questioning how their team is structured. A lot of other countries are structured where the athletes are full-time training for the Olympics, whereas the U.S. curling team is kind of part-time. Can you talk to us about how they're planning to restructure to make sure that they're a successful team in the next Olympic Games?
Well, I'm sure that that's going to be a big topic of conversation at the next U.S. Curling Association board meeting. I'm on the board, and I know that one of the things that we are taking extreme care at looking at is how we are doing relative to the rest of the world. So this results were disappointing, and we're just going to have to look at it and say, where did we go wrong?
Absolutely. Although disappointing, it's always, I mean, not many people can say that they're an Olympian, so it's always a good thing to get to the Olympics. And with you being over there with the team, can you just summarize for us what your experience has been like in Sochi?
Oh, it's been great. My experience has been more along the lines of working with the people who are also doing the stats. So it's a great way to make new friends around the world, and certainly enjoying every minute of it.
To the next Winter Olympics with the team as well, Gordon?
That remains to be seen. That's 4 years away. There's a lot of things in between.
Absolutely. No, it's never too early to start planning. But thank you again for being our personal correspondent here to the Upper Peninsula. And we hope that you guys make it back safely. And thanks again. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week there in Sochi.
Well, thank you very much. I plan on doing that.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Gordon.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.